or good afternoon. I don't know where you are. I am Susanna Wong, Founders District Club Growth Director, and here with us, a lot of amazing Toastmasters with us. And of course, we have our District 89 Lisa with us too. Lisa?
Hello, everyone. It's very nice to meet you in this panel discussions. Okay, this is the night and this is the day for all of us to discuss more about the club running, and it's much more for our club officers. And how do you think about it, Susanna?
Of course, I can't wait to be inspired and influenced by all the amazing ideas from our panelists. In case you are new to Toastmasters, we'd like to take a couple of seconds to introduce Toastmasters International, such an amazing platform for you to sharpen your public speaking, communication, and also leadership skills, all in one platform. So what are you waiting for? If you don't know what Toastmasters is all about, leave a comment below so that we can get back to you. And throughout the entire club coach or experienced Toastmasters panel discussion, audience, you're more than welcome to leave a comment, leave your questions, and we are happy to help you pass the questions around and then maybe ask those questions for our panelists. But if you want to grill them, go ahead and ask very sharp questions. And Lisa, I can't wait to start the panel discussion.
Yes, let's just go straight to the point.
Yeah, and then this evening or this morning, we have two amazing Toastmasters with us. A beautiful lady, Alyssa Pan, who is a very dedicated and experienced Toastmaster in Founders District and another district as well. Maybe Alyssa, later on, you can introduce yourself. And also we have a very handsome gentleman, Kelvin Lin, who is very ready to lead the entire session. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a big round of applause. Stage is yours.
It's my honor to be the MC of this activity. This is Kelvin from District 89 and R Division, Area R2. So I have to say hello to everyone, good morning and good evening. So today, do you know what is the objective of this activity? We are going to help every member, especially every leader, to improve yourself, but also how to make your Toastmaster Cup better. Today, we have 4 panelists, we have 4 guests. It's all of them, they are amazing guy, amazing Toastmaster in the world. So right now, I would like to ask my partner, MC Alyssa, to introduce these 4 guests to everyone. Welcome, Alyssa.
We have 4 extremely experienced Toastmasters here with us today. This is a treasure box, ladies and gentlemen. I'll introduce our panelists, ladies first. Helen is a high performance coach and executive coach as well. Herbert Lee, founding president of Macau Toastmasters. Irene Kennedy, Founders District past director. I have met Irene at one of the Founders District events. And also Richard Snyder, past international director, also District 100 club coach chair. Welcome, guests, and let the questions begin. I will pass it over to my partner, Calvin, to start with the first question.
It's not uncommon that members and even club officers lack commitment, are not proactive enough. So don't sign up for roles and club officers have to babysit members, etc. How do you motivate your members to be more committed and proactive?
I think one of the biggest things is getting to know the members, finding out what makes them tick, finding out what their interests are and what motivates them. The old WIFM, what's in it for me? Find out what they're there for and work toward their goals and helping them. When you help them, I believe you scratch their back, they'll scratch your back. So I think the biggest thing is getting to know the members, showing them that you care, building a rapport by being there on a frequent basis. And you have to also realize People have lives. People are married. People have children. People have work outside Toastmasters. Toastmasters is probably the third, fourth, fifth priority. It's not number one for many people, or very few, if any. So, but find out what their interests are and then show them how Toastmasters is going to help them. Because if they see the value in it, they're going to put a lot more into it.
The next question will have 4 parts, and each panelist will take part in it. And please remember, you have 2 minutes each to answer this question. This is more like an improv situation-based scenario. Here's the situation. Some clubs have fewer than 10 members, and there are existing problems already within the club, such as poor quality meetings, non-committing members. Imagine you are in charge. First, Irene, how can we still run a high-quality meeting in this scenario?
There are many components for a high-quality meeting. Even if you have a few members, roles can still be filled. And what you want to do is have those roles filled ahead of time. You also want to make sure that you complete the agenda on time before the meeting. That also helps to ensure that your club meeting starts on time. Another factor for a high quality meeting is making sure your meeting starts and then ends on time. You want to incorporate these different things in your meeting because those become the key ingredients for success. Also, you may have guests at your meeting. You want to welcome them warmly. You want them to feel part of your club. You want to ask them, why did they come to your meeting? They have a goal to achieve, and you want to find out what that is. Also, at the end of your meeting, you want to invite them back. You want to ask them for some feedback of what they enjoyed in your meeting. I think that's a wonderful aspects for a high quality meeting.
Herbert, how can we still attract guests and convert them into members?
There's a lot of guests that we get still are looking to improve their English and not necessarily public speaking and leadership skills. So it's quite a challenge. But I think the key to it is not to expect guests to all become members under the present pathway system, because pathways really is not only about presentation and leadership. It has many other elements like creating a podcast. These are skills that people don't think of when you think about public speaking, for example. These are skills that are needed in the workplace, and when you get to the higher levels are necessary to complete your level. But when people hit that, they think, hey, this is not where Toastmasters is. And they either come to the meetings and don't take part, or they drop out slowly. So I think it's important to really make the guests understand that Toastmasters is not all about the meeting. Pathways, a lot of it is what you do behind the meeting, preparing ahead of time, not just coming to the meeting and giving a talk. So I think that's one key, is to change the perception of what Toastmasters is because of pathways. And I think a lot of clubs haven't. They still focus on the meeting, on public speaking, on contests, which is kind of the old culture.
Helen, when the club has fewer than 10 members, generally low energy meetings, how can we still retain the old members in our clubs?
The best way to retain old members is to use them. As Dr. Smedley mentioned in his book, which I highly recommended, The Story of Toastmaster, he said the best way to activate existing old member is to use them. We can give them an opportunities to upgrade their skills. Say, for example, they're already a confident speaker. So we can train them to be a confident trainer, to do the speech prep for our new members, to do the new member orientations for our new members. As long as they will use, their skills will be upgraded. They have new opportunity to grow in the clubs. They will find no reason to leave us because they always want to grow.
How can we still work as a team and achieve DCP goals?
I think it's more difficult in the world we're living in with a lot of virtual meetings, but I think arriving early and getting to know the members, your members and your guests, spending that 15 minutes of time before or longer before the meeting and then staying on afterwards are great ways to build cohesiveness, camaraderie. I think it is a lot easier when we're meeting in person, but we can still do it. And just by being there for our members, letting them know we care. Certainly if your club is meeting in person, I think there's an advantage. I belong to a club, a Sunday night club that met 2 hours, and we always had a break. We had a secret greeter so that we were always greeting each other. And that's a way to build that camaraderie, that teamwork. And I think that's one of the great things about Toastmasters is that camaraderie. Hopefully we all feel when we're with our clubs. And we do that by letting them know we care. A lot of times it's just saying hello in these Brady box squares and letting them know that we miss them when they're not there. And it's not always just sending an email, but maybe picking up the phone and saying, hey, we missed you at our last meeting. Celebrate success, achieving the DCP. When a member finishes the level 1, a 2 or 3, 4 or 5, whatever it is, really celebrate it. Others will get the message, hey, and then that also builds as the team goes further and further, gets closer and closer to being distinguished. Every point, let's celebrate. And there are a lot of ways to do that. We have Marjorie Benish on, and she does certificates all the time, virtual certificates, and it's fun. So make it fun. And that's one way to build camaraderie too. Make it fun, but also show them you care.
Fewer and fewer members want to take on leadership roles. And existing club officers, they lose their momentum gradually, not knowing why they have sacrificed their time and effort, and why should members be a club officer. So how exactly does being a club officer train their communication in your opinion? Or maybe we talk about the leadership skill.
Taking an officer role, that really helps to grow your leadership skills and also other skills. Taking on more responsibilities is something that you can do in Toastmasters, where you can make mistakes, you can grow, you can learn. It's a place where you're going to be working with other team members. Maybe you're not used to that. Maybe you're an individual contributor. But here, you're going to be working with a team. You're going to be setting goals and objectives for your club. You could be leading different things for your club and for your organization. There's also opportunities beyond the club to grow. So leadership is something where you can continue to learn. You want to spread the different roles and the actions that are going on in the club to make it successful. You want to have members contribute, have communication with all your different club members to continue to improve the club. So that is something that you can learn by being an officer, and it's a challenge, but it's also a great growth opportunity.
Unfortunately, as teams work together, there will be conflicts. There will be disagreements. Someone wants to do something, and some officers want to do something different, such as, do we go hybrid? Do we meet in person? How much do we use social media? What types of meetings do we have? When we have conflict, what are your suggestions for conflict resolution and unite the team to still build a great club?
I do appreciate all the different opinions, because all of the opinions come from people's aspirations of making their own contribution to build a club better, right? So this is an energy. It's all about our attitude, how to turn that team energy in a positive way, how to embrace this conflict, which behind the conflict is a lot of energy from different people. You know, they want to contribute, but of course they want to contribute in a different way because they come from different backgrounds. So it's all up to us. How can embrace those differences and embrace these team energies in a positive way? So what I did in my home club is that we initiate a team vision co-creation sessions. What we did is that we listening and we have everyone to write down his ideas and his personal goals. And after we write down their individual goals, we break out, we have them allocate in different breakout groups and have them work out a team vision goal. And all the peoples and all the groups present their team goals. We align all of them in an integrations of club vision board. And on that club vision board, we hear different voices from different groups, from different people. And all of their opinions, ideas, and personal goals are there. And start from there, we kind of discussed and aligned what will be our prioritized goal for the clubs to achieve in the next 6 months. So what I want to mention there is that if we open up to a bigger space for everyone to share his own opinions, his own objectives, his own goals, we will always find a ways to integrate them and align with a club vision. And we start from there to align what are the key actions to take. And everyone agree that because they are a part of the bigger goals and they will love to support a world they help to create.
Herbert, in your opinion, how to bring all we learn into our life, our professionals, and our private life?
I always tell people not only changed my life, it gave me a living. So for many, many years, I would just show up at a Toastmasters meeting and wind up getting consulting work. It was just kind of a fluke. That was so really Toastmasters really gave me a profession that was consulting. And so I think for me to answer the question is, it's very easy to integrate your life into Toastmasters because there are opportunities for your career if you look for them. Many people look for the career of becoming a trainer or a professional speaker after they become a Toastmaster. And I think that's a very valid goal to have. But that's a very different track for people to go on, but it's still a possible one. So I think some areas there's a direct overlap, but I think there's overlap in other areas of your life. So for example, that question that was just talked about, how you deal with people in a group, very valuable skill. How to create consensus in a group. That's a very valuable skill in the workplace. So I think if you're working that kind of skill, to have that kind of skill and bring it back to your life is immensely useful. So I think there's lots of application for the skills that we pick up as Toastmasters.
We would like to hear from all the panelists of your take on how to incorporate Toastmasters into your professional and or personal life.
I'm a teacher. I've been teaching 30 plus years, and it was a struggle in the beginning, and Toastmasters had a lot to do with my turning things around. For me, one of the biggest aha moments was the evaluations. I think, especially in teaching, we get the old red marks, pen marks, and I learned in Toastmasters, hey, especially evaluations, keep it positive. Start with the positive, build on the positive, what we do well, and then maybe a couple ideas to improve on. There is so much in Toastmasters, public speaking, listening, thinking, and if people aren't making the connection, maybe we can bring in other Toastmasters to share how it's helped me in my profession. We have people from all walks of life, engineers, accountants, teachers. I believe everyone can prosper and improve through Toastmasters. And if the individuals aren't able to make those connections, then maybe it's up to the evaluators to show them, wow, you've made such great progress in your speaking, and I'm sure this is also helping you in your world outside Toastmasters. So we can do that and help them. And that's how we retain members too. And when people start making that connection, wow, this is really making a difference in my life. But we can also bring people, outside speakers in, to have them share. This is how Toastmasters, I'm using Toastmasters beyond Toastmasters, because most of us aren't doing it just for Toastmasters alone. We're doing it to gain outside, make more money, do promotions, become better speakers and communicators.
Toastmasters is one of the best kept secrets in the world. Let's get it out there. Toastmasters can help you improve your communication skills. You can transfer that in your everyday communications with your family, with your volunteer organizations outside of Toastmasters, and especially in your professional life. Who do you communicate to? all your stakeholders. It could be customers. It could be internal staff members. It could be your manager, other managers. There are so many opportunities to improve in your communication through Toastmasters, through the meeting roles, through speaking roles, through table topics, and of course, through your prepared speeches. In other aspects, leadership. Toastmasters prepares you for leadership roles. You may not know it, but taking a role such as a timer or a president role will teach you leadership. It's amazing how slowly people will grow, but will change, and you will see those improvements week over week or month over month, year after year. It will change your life. So there are so many skills that you will continue to learn and grow, and they are transferable to both your professional and your personal life.
Before I joined Toastmasters, I was a business planner for Coca-Cola. Basically I'm a data person. My major was statistics. So I'm doing a lot of data analysis, market analysis. How do we plan to achieve in the next year in terms of revenue and bottom line? And then I met my bottleneck in my career. I kind of have a beautiful business strategy or business plan does not make a difference in company. Why? Because make a true difference means you need to change how the organization and the team operate. And somehow I found this also happened in Toastmasters. So from day one I joined Toastmasters, I started my leadership journey. I'm actually, shift my focus from what to do to how to do. What to do means think about the strategies. And how to do is how I can improve individual to understand the capability, mindset, and behavior they need to be successful and help them to get there. So this is what I trained myself during my 8 years leadership journey in Toastmasters. And now I become a business coach, helping business executives to increase their capability, mindset, and behavior to help them to get the business result they want.
I belong to a club which is 65 years old this year, and I've been a member for 33 of those years. And our membership's gone from 60 down to 15, and we're looking at how to revitalize the membership. One of the problems I have on exit interviews, a lot of the members, majority of them, find that pathways is a reason why they're leaving. They can't engage in it. So I'd like to ask maybe Herbert to say, how can you revitalize a club where the main part of it, which is speaking, people aren't making speeches because they can't follow pathways or don't get engaged with it?
Pathways seem to be a barrier for many clubs at this point in time. I noticed this about 2 years ago at a club officer training in China, where they said people get to level 3 and then they kind of freeze. And Pathways has affected Toastmasters in many ways. For example, someone's asking about older members or senior members. A lot of them don't embrace Pathways. They kind of like to live on their old credentials. And that's no good, because once a new member, for example, gets to a level 3, who's going to evaluate them? If people haven't done a level 3 project, like say, for example, social media, how do you get them to evaluate that project? So it's really important to get all members on board with Pathways and get them moving. And I think part of it is perception, because again, a lot of people come to the clubs, they think the meeting is everything. Pathways, 90% of Pathways happens behind the meeting. It's outside the meeting. It's like going to a volunteer organization and doing something, coming back and reporting about it. It's not about making a speech, preparing it the night before and delivering it. A lot of it is project work. And so I think the key is really we have to encourage people to really engage in Pathways and get through Pathways.
I heard so many great ideas, and I'm thinking right now how to put them together to present that to our club leaders so that they can look at it as almost a handbook. What I'm hearing here is almost like a handbook on how to do things in a way that something that we may have heard but said in a different way that resonate really well. And then the third one, Herbert was talking about Pathways, and the problem in our district, there's some senior members who came from the legacy program, who just weren't interested in pathways. They're still coming, but yeah, we have an issue with that. So maybe you could share with us what to do with that challenge.
That is the answer. I answered the question to how to reactivate those old members. So my answer is to find their talents and develop their talents and use their talents to activate the club young members. Let me give you an example. Some old clubs in our district, we actually invite them to join the district talent pool if they want it. So in this the district talent pool,
What?
district talent pool.
Talent pool. Okay.
There is a talent pool which we all have those old members who are still willing to grow and want to grow, and they may have that different interest. So, for example, some people want to grow to be a professional MC, and some people want to grow to be a professional trainer, and some people want to grow to be a professional mentor and coach, right? So we collect all those members into a talent pool, and we try to understand what their next goal is. And as long as we understand their next goal, we can provide opportunities to give them more opportunity to grow on top of their existing level. Say, for example, if they want to grow to be a professional trainer, we will organize a trainer-trainer training. So we train those old members to be a trainer, and we assign them the homework after training. Their homework is they need to do a new member training at their club.
Yeah. Okay.
When they do those new member training at their club, they actually build connections and reputations with their club's new members. So all members are connected and linked with new members. So we develop an ecosystem at each club level, which is the old members nurture and training the new members, and new members admire the old members, and they ask old members to be their mentors. Their relationship becomes closer. And in the end of the day, none of them will be willing to leave Toastmasters because they already develop a very close and trustful relationships, and they can learn from each other. Old member help new member to grow, and new member activate old members and makes them feel they are valued.
Most of us know that young generation are moving away from computers to mobile phones. Does Toastmaster International have plans to build better collaborative mobile phone apps that can help club officers improve? For example, a mobile app that supports building a poster for an upcoming meeting, help the VPE to prepare the agenda in mobile phone, but not open a computer and use a Word document and spend a lot of time tweaking the agenda. I'm asking, or my suggestion is, if this is not happening, we should request Toastmaster International to look at something like this. If something is already happening, I would love to hear about it. My actual question is, are there a standard list of things Toastmaster International offers to individual clubs as to improve the member retention? If there are tools and resources already available, for example, a meeting like this is the first time I'm seeing something like this. And this is also my first term as a club officer, but are there some regular events and resources and tools available for officers to improve member retention?
Let me address the first questions. As we just announced in mid-year training last month, all of the CGDs and all of PQD and district directors have already heard about that. Toastmasters is working on a mobile applications for pathways, so that our members will be able to access pathway educations, evaluation, whatever material you have, just on mobile phone applications. Yeah, so this is our plan to digitalize Toastmasters to offer more user-friendly services, especially to address younger generations.
My concern is also about officers, because as someone else mentioned earlier as well, we see club officers having a lot of enthusiasm in the first 3-4 months, but after that, spending the time to prepare for the meetings is taxing on officers, and we see their motivation going down over time. If TMI could also work on apps that could save officers time, can automate things, that would be very helpful.
Okay, thank you for that question. First of all, I will bring your needs to board of directors, and second, actually, I have been doing all the officer roles from club level, area level, division level, district level. I really feel, it is very beautiful to integrate the different diversities from our diversified members. Say, for example, take China as an example. We have 56, 56. I will not say nationality. 56 ethnic groups. So they come from different cultural background, and when they trying to design a poster, attract their guests, they will embed different cultural element in their post, right? So I would like to encourage our district leaders, actually the leader at each level of our organization, to think about how we can embed our distinguished feature in a way we attract our guests. If we use a uniformed poster to attract of our members across different geographic areas, it will kind of a little bit boring, because everyone see at the same format of poster, the same format of education design. So if we can embed it, our local feature, our local understanding of the people working there, their needs and what they are interested. Toastmasters will become a more attractive and diversified platform for us to enjoy.
Do you have a specific methodology or step-by-step with timelines? As an example, I'm coaching a breakfast club, and so the first thing I noticed is that the first Thursday, they have a banquet room, but they can't use it the first Thursday. They're not sure about their times. It's 8 now, it was 6:30, something about the agenda. So my goal going in, as I said before, you work on getting members, you really got to, figure out the best day, to have that banquet room open, the best time before you get people in and change times on them. So I thought that would be step 1. Step 2 might be, bringing in new members. And then step 3 would be then getting involved in the DCP program. But, so I'm not sure, because, really, if you don't want to do 2 years, you want to do it in 1 year. So I'm wondering if there's a special, like you think, step 1, this is what I'm going to do. And then step 2, 1 month later, I'm going to do this, and then etc. This for anybody.
When I'm the club coach chair in District 12 and 100, and we talk about doing it as an evaluation, especially your first few meetings. Evaluation, the sandwich evaluation, we talk about positives. What does the club do well? Like 2 or 3 things the club does well. You love their enthusiasm. They start on time. They end on time. And then that meat part, you get the meat part, is bring up 1 or 2 suggestions for the club to improve on. That's enough for them to work on at first. And part of it might be everybody getting together and getting on the same train as far as meeting time and place. That's a big one. Is the meeting place even the best time? That certainly can be a big obstacle for attaining or bringing in guests and members. So I like your idea. And then that your next month, and every 2 months, we're responsible for getting another report in international. So I would look at 1 or 2 goals, and then how have they done those 1 or 2 goals when you do your next report. And then another opportunity to work on 1 or 2 other items, as you mentioned. So I think you're right. I think you have the right idea. Focus on 1 or 2, keep focusing on those, and hopefully they give you an opportunity as a club coach to give them feedback at each meeting and keep hammering home what they're doing well and those suggestions for improvement.
Here's for corporate clubs. When the key person in the organization is not willing to invest in Toastmasters Club, what do we do?
One suggestion, and I think it would go for anybody, especially for a corporate club, is hopefully there's somebody in the organization that is a current or former Toastmaster that can talk up Toastmasters. Request a meeting with that CEO or whoever that person decision maker is, 10 minutes, and wow them with what Toastmasters, how Toastmasters has changed your life and what it will do for them. The cost, it's so cost effective. Corporations spends thousands and thousands of dollars every year on training. Well, Toastmasters is so much better and economical in terms of the value, and it's ongoing. It's not one shot and you're done. It's ongoing. So I think having that meeting, request a 10-minute meeting, and if you can't sell them, but you might also look for somebody else in that organization that is a believer, that has a foot in the door also.
How to recruit more members. I think one of the best ways is to have an open house. Here you can have your existing members invite guests, people that they know through other organizations they belong to or through work, or family members. So communicating existing members through an open house is one of the best ways to recruit new members. That would be my proposal. There could be other ways in addition to an open house. So make something fun for your club and have guests come. There's usually many opportunities throughout the Toastmasters year, in the fall and in the spring. Do it a couple of times and have different Q&A answers on what Toastmasters is. Maybe do a raffle prize. You can do trivia questions to make it fun. You want to have an energetic meeting. Invite also guest speakers to your club and invite members. That's a great way to have people come into the club and learn more about the club. So many different ways to get new members. And of course, through your VPPR, do some promotions on different medias. There's many different social medias. People are looking through that. And hopefully also through Toastmasters International website.
Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you, all our amazing panelists. They certainly deserve a big round of applause. Those are tough questions designed by the team and also, of course, from all of you. Now, you all know very obviously from this panelist and also our two amazing MCs, and also, of course, me and Lisa, is that if you want to make good use of yourself, Toastmasters is such a great platform that you can fully utilize your abilities and develop more skills. Let us know what you want to do. Let us know how you want to challenge yourself. And with Toastmasters, we have an amazing program that is waiting for you to challenge yourself, right, Lisa? Let's share with them the club coach program.
Yes, that's right. We have coach recruitment, and for those clubs that below 12 members can register to have a coach to help you. Just our panelists already told us, it is a great chance for all of us to grow as a coach and grow as a consultant, right? So just wait no more and contact us to be the coach. All right. So how about Susanna? Do you have such kind of program in your district?
Of course. All over the world, Toastmasters is one big family. It happens in one district, also happens in all the other districts. Now, don't waste your talent. And if you want to contribute more, please jot down my email. We welcome you to contribute to Founders District. And I would like to express my appreciation towards these amazing Toastmasters. Herbert, Helen, Irene, and Richard is rushing to join his contest. On behalf of him, I say goodbye to everybody. And then, of course, we have Alyssa and Kelvin. Let's not forget our very dedicated timer. Throughout the entire meeting, Jessie was very busy changing the signals. And of course, behind the scene, we have Linda. Linda, I'm not sure if your video is on, so I cannot spotlight you. Thank you, Linda, for doing all the translation work. And thank you, everybody, for participating in such a wonderful event. Without you, this would not happen. And I have to show my appreciation towards one very important person in this entire meeting. Without her, we would not be hosting this event. The original idea of the entire event is from Lisa. Lisa, amazing idea. But
Thank you
know what?
That. Yes?
Yeah, sometimes one single idea, you can collect all the sparkles all around, and then we make all this happen. If you have any creative ideas, do share with your leaders and just tell our district directors, our trio, whoever, they will make it happen. Let's keep doing something to create a even more wonderful Toastmasters experience for our guests and also our members. And Lisa is going to send our guests some good stuff, right, Lisa?
Yes, afterwards, after the meeting, I will send each our participant, our panelists and our facilitator the certificates of appreciation. Thank you, all of you, to give your treasure time and your good ideas and your efforts to all our participants today. We have a lot of participants, not only in Zoom, but also in the face live, right? And we cannot say so much. We just love you and appreciate that. And we are the family of Toastmasters.
Yep, let's keep in touch. I just dropped my email in the chat box. Feel free to connect with me and anyone here. And we will see everybody, each other around. Once a Toastmaster for me can be forever a Toastmaster. Ooh, I just can't love this family enough. Again, if you want to contribute more, please step forward. We have a lot of opportunities created for you. Thank you, everybody. And we are going to stop the live first. And audience from Zoom, if you want, feel free to stay behind. Maybe our panelists are still free to answer a few questions. Don't waste the time. Seize the opportunity to ask more questions. And our friends on Facebook, see you guys next time.